Representative Bowers, congratulations to you. First question, how did you convince Republicans to get on board with this time?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, and I think you'll appreciate that. But the colleagues that were returning, Republican colleagues, they were like, didn't we already pass this? They felt so good about it, and they remembered it. That was really to our benefit that they remembered it. Those new ones, I do recall one of my Republican colleagues, I had to send him to my Republican joint author. So that was key as well, because I was like explaining it to him and he just wasn't hearing me. Maybe because he kept seeing that D behind my name and on my chest. But I said, go talk to my Republican joint author and maybe he can help you understand. He went to him and won him over. I mean, it's definitely about using every resource that you have, and that also sometimes comes along with allies. But I do believe that it truly is a bipartisan piece of legislation that went over to the Senate as that. And I want to say, Jason, to you and to anyone watching, that I felt the love of the body for a change on that day, especially in
how so?
Feeling the love of the body because my colleagues, as we voted in that board, was so green. The first day, I guess only 4 opposed and 5 opposed the next second reading, but 5 opposed in third reading. And with all that green love on that board, they cheered. And as I walked away from the dais, I normally turn to look at the board,
You're talking about the voting board there.
The voting board, yes. Yeah. And they said, you knew we were with you, Retta. You knew we were.
Let me ask you this. This bill couldn't get out of a single committee 2 years ago, but then you have people saying, I thought we passed this. What happened in that time?
You know what? They heard me talking about this bill so very much last session and really wanting it to get a hearing. You remember me calling you from the floor or talking with you from the floor?
I do.
And it just wouldn't move. And so I was begging and pleading with Chairman Patty last session during the 87th to give it a hearing. Also, walking up and down those aisles, talking about it, and the community really rallied in. I have to say that too, with all the advocates that we had talking about it, calling these Senate and House reps, much less writing in via email, postcards, just anything, and all the panels and forums that we could do to talk about the Crown Act.
This issue really began to get some attention several years back when a high schooler outside of the Houston area in Channelview, I believe, could not graduate high school because he had dreadlocks. How do you expect this bill, if it's signed into law, to change for this student and so many others across the state? How will it change things in Texas?
Wow, that's a great question. And I want to clarify one thing, Jason. It actually started because it's a national movement, you know that. And it started in the summer of 2019 in Texas when I got a phone call. So that was before DeAndre Arnold went back to school, Barbers Hill ISD. And that was before that in 2019, in the fall of 2019, when he was going to be held from graduating with his class in the spring. So what it will do is make sure that children are not held in in-school suspension and without classroom instruction. It'll make sure that so many people are not looking at not getting hired or being held back from a promotion. So for better quality of life, and certainly better quality of life when looking at housing, that they won't get discriminated against when filling out those applications and trying to make sure they get where they live where they want and walk in authentically as themselves.
This year's bill specifically did not mention the word dreadlocks. How vital was that in getting Republicans to support it?
I don't know if that was exactly it, but it certainly didn't. I mean, we made sure that it said Bantu knots, twists, and locks when it came to protective styles. I think that using the word or the part of the word dread before locks really does have a demeaning connotation, and I just don't think that we need to speak about locks in that way.
Representative Bowers, do you expect the governor to sign this into law?
I'm hopeful that he will, and that he will grant it a full signing ceremony. I just think that we should be able to get those pins, stand with the governor, and I just hope that he sees what a great and historic moment that will be for the state of Texas.
Representative Bowers, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Always good to see you.